Here's a question that I have seen numerous times on my fence videos and thought now would be a good time to set the record straight, or at least provide you with my opinion on it. And the viewers want to know why they shouldn't wrap the bottom of their fence posts. One of the reasons is that the fence post itself, unless it's treated somehow to where it won't absorb moisture, any moisture that absorbs into the wood can work its way down, and any moisture that works its way down into a sealed container will remain trapped, or I should say could remain trapped, unless it's going to get pulled back up somehow. Should you leave the bottom of the container or just wrap the sides of it? This might be a better option. Again, I'm not a big fan of either one of these. This would allow moisture to drain into the soil, but it would also allow any moisture in the soil to absorb into the wood. So not a big fan, like I said, of either one. Here's the container trapping water. This one doesn't. If there's a hole on the bottom, like I said, you might not have a problem with moisture, but again, you might as water absorbs into the wood post from the bottom. If you have lower water tables, this might not be a problem. You could actually put gravel at the bottom of it. However, if you have water levels that are a little higher than the gravel or seeping into the gravel, this gravel is going to allow the moisture in the soil to, or I should say it will, this is the easiest path. The water will actually drain out of the soil and into the gravel and remain in the gravel longer than it will in the soil. And it's kind of like a septic tank in reverse. You have septic tank lines that are supposed to drain water from the sewage into the soil. Now, if the soil ever fills up with water, you ever get a situation like this, the septic lines are going to fill up with water also. Something they don't talk about very much, but hopefully that's something that doesn't happen. So the same situation here. So let's say if you wanted to solve your problem by opening up the bottom of the post for drainage by putting gravel on the bottom, it might be a good idea in areas where the water levels aren't high or in areas where the water isn't there on a regular basis. Now, another problem you could have, and this is a problem with all fence posts, but again, you're looking for avenues to where water is going to get into the in between the protective membrane and the wood, and this of course could get in through small little cracks. And if the soil level ever raises or debris starts to accumulate around the bottom of the wood post, this is supposed to be debris, by the way, then you could provide an avenue for the water to absorb into the wood faster and work its way down. Sprinklers, oh, they're a nightmare. Could you imagine watering something like this on a regular basis? Yes, the container is going to fill up faster. Plants, had to throw this one in here. Plants are obviously, not all plants, but some plants that are in the shade, or some plants actually provide shaded areas. Shaded areas could retain moisture for long periods of time, and in some cases all the time. You could have moisture on a wood fence post like this for a long period of time. So anyway, that is it for this video. Do I recommend doing something like this? I'm not entirely convinced that this is our best option. If I was going to go through the trouble of doing something like this in a dry area like the desert, what would be the point? It's not going to, you're not going to have moisture in the soil. You know, in an area that's not going to receive a lot of water, what would be the point again? You know, it's not going to be doing anything. Areas where you do have a lot of water, I think it's going to create a bigger problem. And again, we can't forget about some of the problems that are going to allow moisture to either absorb into the wood and work its way down, go through the cracks and work its way down. Anything like that, I think, could create a problem. In this one right here, again, it could absorb moisture from the bottom just as well as it could drain moisture away from it through the bottom. And that will be it for this video. I have repeated it myself enough, so we will leave it at that. If you like the video and you feel like pushing the thumbs up button, go for it. If you don't, then do what I'm going to do and go watch the next video.